Hey guys, Stacy here with a Photoshop, hopefully a very quick Photoshop tutorial for you. I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. And I'm going to show you this today with fingernails, but hopefully you can use this process in other ways, whether it's extending backgrounds or on extending props or floors. I don't know. I've used this a lot, so hopefully you'll find it useful too. So this mom did not know that I was going to be photographing her fingers or hands. The baby was super awake, so we had to do a lot of like detail shots. So as you can see here, her fingernails were not filled in. So I'm going to teach you how to quickly extend those. First thing I would do though is fill in these gashes here. So just a quick one would be just circle it. And then on mine, it's Shift F5, which is just if you go up to fill, content aware. And so now I'll show you again on this one. If you just go up to, I think it's filter. No, wait, where is it? I never do it this way. So edit fill, and then content aware. I have the shortcut, so I always have to think about that. And then that's just going to fill it in with whatever is around it. So I'll show you that again. It's just filling it in yellow. I've got a line here. Content aware fill. Just kind of go around and do that. You can also use the little healing brush tool and just click on them that way. Okay, so that's the first thing I did when I was working on her proofs. But now let's take a look at these nails. What you're going to do is I always make a copy first, just so I can always go back if I mess up. Now you're going to use the lasso tool. And what I really want to make sure I get is the bottom of the nail, because we want this to come down to here where her cuticle is. So I'm going to draw around the bottom of the nail, and I'm going to come up about 3/4 the way of the nail. Okay, so it's selected. And now I'm on a PC, not a Mac. So for me, it's Control J. For Macs, it may be Command J. And then that makes it on a new layer. So now we've got, if you look over here, layer 2 is just that nail. And I'm going to hit Control T. And now you have the ability to move it. Well, instead of moving it around or moving it down, I'm going to hold Shift. The reason I'm holding Shift is I want the top of that nail to stay the same. I don't want it to look cut out or anything like that. So I'm going to hold Shift and I'm going to drag this bottom pin down, and I can actually come to the corner and go this way too. Let's see. I'm going to drag it out a little bit. I'm trying to line up the cuticle area. Actually, I don't want to drag it out to the left, and I'll show you why, because you want to leave that white part lined up. So I think what I'm going to do instead is just, let me see. I may have to do a little bit of fill in here. So for now, let's just try to get it down as much as we can. So I don't think if I drag it, I think I'm going to have a corner piece either way. So we'll take it to there and then hit enter. Now you're going to make a mask layer by hitting this little rectangle with a circle in it. Come over here to the paintbrush tool. Make sure you're on black. And then we are going to erase it off around her nail bed here, around her cuticles. And then around the edge, and just make it look really natural as best you can. And you can actually make a sharper or harder brush if you want it to look like a cleaner fill. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now up here, I'm getting some weird lines. So I'm gonna take that off. Now I'm gonna do a soft brush again, make this blend in better. Okay, that's pretty good. I'll fill in the other part in a little bit. So let's go ahead though and do the other side now. So you're going to click on that first layer again. Come over here and select it. Control J, Control T, and then you're going to hold Shift. You have to hold Shift. If you don't hold Shift, look what happens. It gets really big. So you have to hold Shift and drag it down. Now see, that one's going to look pretty natural. I'm not going to have to fill in much. All right, mask layer. And I'm going to take it off the top first and around the edges, make it look pretty seamless. And then we're going to make a harder brush and come around the cuticle here. So the thing I think to learn from this, hopefully, is that like when you hold shift and you're dragging like control T and you're holding the shift, you can extend things pretty seamlessly. So that already looks a ton better. So there's before and there's after. Now I'm going to merge these layers and I'm going to try to fill in this part over here where it looks a little off. First thing I'm going to attempt is just do content aware fill and see what it does. Not great. So next thing, you could do generative fill, but I'm trying to save my credits. So I always try other ways first. Now I'm going to use the stamp tool or the clone tool, which is right over here. And you hold Alt and you select first the color you want or the area you want. And then you come down to where you want to brush that on. And I'm going to do down here now. And you can keep doing new samples until you've got it all lined up. That looks pretty good. And then if I wanted to, just to clean it up, I can brush it off a little bit right along the skin here, just to get some of that natural shadow back. And if you brush off too much, like I just did, if you hit X, it's going to take it back to a white brush and you can put it back on there. There we go. Okay, so that's how you would extend nails, or really in lots of situations you can extend different things. So hopefully that will be helpful to you, and you will be able to use it in the future when you are editing. Boy, can't speak today. All right, goodbye guys.